Good evening, viewers, and welcome back to WNBA Trending. I'm your host, Ava, and tonight we have a thrilling story that has the basketball world buzzing. It's about none other than Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, who pulled off one of the most dramatic comeback victories in recent WNBA playoff memory. The Fever eliminated the Atlanta Dream in heart-stopping fashion, and Caitlin Clark's celebration afterward has gone viral across social media, leaving fans in awe of her passion, energy, and love for the game. The game was already set up as a high-stakes matchup. The Fever, a young team led by the sensational rookie Caitlin Clark, were looking to extend their playoff run against a gritty Atlanta Dream squad that had shown resilience all season. The Dream came out firing, determined to spoil Indiana's night. For much of the game, it looked like Atlanta would be the ones advancing. They led by double digits in the second half, and the Fever struggled to find their rhythm on both ends of the floor. But if we've learned anything about Caitlin Clark throughout her career, from her high school days in Iowa, to her legendary run with the Iowa Hawkeyes, and now into her rookie WNBA season, it's that she thrives when the lights are brightest. And that's exactly what she proved once again. With the Fever trailing by 14 points late in the third quarter, Clark ignited the comeback. It wasn't just her deep three-pointers, her dazzling passes, or her ability to get to the rim. It was the way she galvanized her teammates. You could see her clapping, shouting encouragement, motioning for the crowd to get louder. Even when shots weren't falling, she exuded belief, and that belief became contagious. The Fever slowly chipped away at the deficit. Aliyah Boston, the reigning Rookie of the Year turned dominant sophomore, came alive inside, controlling the boards and scoring key buckets. Kelsey Mitchell, the veteran guard, hit a clutch three to swing momentum. And the defense tightened up, forcing turnovers and turning them into transition opportunities. The arena grew louder with each basket, and suddenly, Indiana was within striking distance heading into the final minutes. Then came the fourth quarter heroics. Clark hit back-to-back threes from near the logo, bringing the Fever to within 2 points. On the next possession, she drove into the lane, drew the defense, and dished to Boston for an easy finish to tie the game. The Fever crowd erupted, sensing the impossible was becoming possible. With less than a minute remaining, the Dream still clung to a narrow lead. But Clark wasn't done. She used a high screen, stepped back, and buried another deep three to put Indiana ahead for the first time since the opening quarter. It was the kind of shot that defines legends, the kind that people replay over and over again on highlight reels. Atlanta had one last chance, but Indiana's defense held strong. When the final buzzer sounded, the Fever had pulled off a stunning comeback, winning by just a few points to eliminate the Dream and advance further in the playoffs. The players embraced on the court, the fans roared, and the cameras immediately turned to Caitlin Clark. What happened next may have been even more memorable than her performance on the court. Clark let loose in a way we haven't quite seen before. She jumped into Aliyah Boston's arms, threw her hands into the air, and sprinted toward the Fever bench, shouting in joy. She chest-bumped teammates, hugged her coaches, and even grabbed a box of popcorn from a fan courtside, tossing a handful into her mouth with a giant grin. It was pure, unfiltered emotion, the kind of moment that reminds everyone why sports are so special. Clark's celebration quickly went viral online. Clips of her dancing, laughing, and even playfully falling to the floor in disbelief flooded social media within minutes. Fans compared it to some of the most iconic celebrations in basketball history, while others praised her for showing how much winning means to her and her teammates. It wasn't just about individual glory. It was about the joy of competition, the thrill of overcoming adversity, and the bond she's building with her team. Analysts were quick to weigh in as well. Many pointed out that Clark's leadership was just as important as her stat line. While she finished with over 30 points, double-digit assists, and several rebounds, what stood out most was how she willed her team back from the brink. ESPN commentators praised her never-say-die attitude, while former WNBA stars lauded the way she's already becoming the face of the league in just her first season. For the Fever franchise, this win means more than just advancing in the playoffs. It's a statement. After years of struggling, Indiana is finally back on the map, and Caitlin Clark is at the center of it. Her presence has rejuvenated the fan base, filled arenas, and put the Fever back into national headlines. And moments like this comeback would only add to the excitement. Fans outside of Indiana are taking notice too. Jerseys are selling out across the country, highlight clips are trending globally, and even NBA players have chimed in with praise for Clark's performance. It's rare for a rookie to capture this much attention, but Caitlin Clark has been defying expectations her whole career. After the game, Clark was humble in her post-game interview, despite the viral celebrations. She credited her teammates, saying, "This wasn't about me. It was about us. We never gave up. We trusted each other, and we believed we could win. That's what makes this team special." Still, reporters couldn't help but ask about her animated celebration. Clark laughed and admitted, "Sometimes the emotions just take over. This was such a big moment for us, and I couldn't hold back. I'm just so proud of our team." That authenticity is exactly what fans love about her. She's not just a superstar. She's relatable, passionate, and real. When she celebrates, it feels genuine. When she struggles, she owns it. When she succeeds, she shares the credit. And in this age of social media, that kind of authenticity resonates deeply with fans around the world. So, where do the Fever go from here? Their next opponent will be an even tougher challenge, but if this comeback taught us anything, it's that you can never count them out. With Caitlin Clark leading the charge, Aliyah Boston dominating inside, and veterans like Kelsey providing stability, Indiana suddenly looks like a legitimate contender. As the playoff journey continues, one thing is certain. Fans will be tuning in, not just to see the outcome of games, but to witness the energy, passion, and joy that Caitlin Clark brings to the court. Whether she's hitting logo threes, dropping dimes, or going bonkers in celebration, she's giving the WNBA the kind of spotlight it deserves. And so, tonight's story is not just about a comeback win. It's about belief. It's about resilience. And it's about a young star who continues to redefine what's possible. Caitlin Clark and the Fever are still dancing in the playoffs, and if their latest performance is any indication, the best may be yet to come. That wraps up tonight's coverage here on WNBA Trending. I'm Ava. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to stick with us as we continue to follow Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, and all the incredible action from this WNBA season.